Hello YouTube, this is Scott Mccutcheon, Mccutcheon Services. Do a work truck layout video. This is a 2005 Dodge Ram 3500 with a 5.9 Cummins. When I bought the truck, it had a bed on it. The box was on my previous truck, which was a 98 GMC single cab. So we took the bed off of this Dodge and put the work truck body on it. It's a Rating Classic. In the front, I have a laptop and my office, basically. And the back seat, I have, this box carries all my catalogs. This is my unit stickers. This is my power strip. I'll show you that in a minute, but it plugs in, feeds all the way through underneath the seat, and feeds my laptop 110 volts, charge the battery in the laptop. This is my box I keep all my ice machine manuals in, Hoshisaki, Manitowoc filing cabinet. Grandson's car seat when I get a day off and take him somewhere. Jacket for the freezers, my hoodie for walk-in coolers, and the first cabinet here I have all my spray cans, my coil cleaners, PV blaster, wasp spray, scissors, cut my filter material. Down here I have my WD-40 small cans of 134A because I'm too old and too tired sometimes to carry the big jug in. Supercharge, bubble soap, and Never See, Zoom Spout Oiler, Nylog. I carry Nylog in my pouch. I carry a pouch. I don't carry a bucket. I don't do the backpacks. They're too heavy for me. I like my pouch. I can throw it over my shoulder, clip on my my drills. My drills have a tag on them. I can tie them on real quick, go up the ladder, get on the roof, do what I need to do, throw my gauges over my other shoulder. Down here I have all my battery chargers. They are all plugged in to a power strip that is right there. That's my power strip. That power strip is plugged in to a 2000 watt inverter mounted up here. This wire feeds the power strip. This wire, I had to splice it, I'll show you in a minute, I had to pull it through. That feeds 110 volts to my laptop. Now when I get home, the only time I run the inverter is if my engine's running. I don't run this. If I'm on a long haul, I'll turn this on before I leave, charge up everything, mainly the laptop up front. If I'm home, I can unplug this, plug it in an extension cord. I can plug this into this power strip. I have one outlet left right here. I can plug it in there, and that will power up my laptop, charge my battery overnight. Down here on the bottom shelf I have all my drills, flashlights, all that kind of stuff down there. Sawzall blades, grinding wheels, cutoff wheels. These are my Ryobi electric impact bits for drilling and chiseling. Up here I've got my meters, my UL 489, vacuum gauge, a cheap meter in there, my fuel piece, temperature gauge. This is an old HG10, doesn't work on the newer Freons, 110 volt. Laser thermometer, solenoid coil bypass, magnet. These are drill bits, like 5/16 Phillips, all that kind of stuff. These are my drill bits for drilling through metal and stuff. Up here are all my tubing cutters, flaring tool, stuff like that. Over here is my Testo thermometer, Bluetooth. This is my Testo probes. I also have the Sporlan probes. I prefer to test those. They seem to work better than the Sporlans. Those Sporlans are not the ones with the antenna on them. They're the little small ones. Bucket of wipes. Another old Fluke. Gloves. Rags. I wash them and reuse them. When they get low, I'll buy another bag. Magnetic flashlights. Alright, the next box has, I got my Allen wrenches. I only carry one defrost clock. I use a Grassland. These are all my thermostats. And it's a box of little miscellaneous and odds and ends. Small 1/4 inch ratchet set. These are my relays. Back there, all my pressure controls and thermometers for walk-ins. I do hot side too. These are thermostats for star griddles. This is a junk box left over. I scavenge off compressors, covers, and mounts for capacitors. These are my capacitors. Back there are all my Sporlan dryers, sight glasses, things like that. Top shelf up here, I've got LED lights in all my bins. So all I have to do is push a button and my LED light comes on, lights up every cabinet I have. And then that way if I'm working at night, all I gotta do is hit the switch and it lights up my compartment. I can see what I have. I've got cap tubes, coils, solenoid, TXV, Sporlan heads, my piercing valves, start kits. I use Leak Freeze Pro. And if somebody's too cheap to repair the leak or replace a coil, then I'll shoot this in there. I've never had a problem with it. It works good. I've used it for years. I've been in the business since 1985. I'm old. I've done everything from service work on air conditioners, refrigeration. I've done behind the counter sales. So when you call in, I'm the guy you would talk to back then. I carry a Danfoss kit, all my Danfoss TXVs. I love Danfoss. You can give one of these valves to a newbie and he couldn't hurt it. You can do just about anything to these valves. I don't have to worry about them corroding from all the onions and stuff and the walk-in cooler reach-ins. There's all my tags for my Freons. Miscellaneous stuff up there. Got box of screws. This is my drawer where I keep my torches, nitrogen, all of my copper fittings I keep in one of these. I have all my copper fittings in there. There's excess stubs, trader cores, caps, flaring nuts, all that. I keep all that in there. It's all in one place. I can grab it, take it up on the roof or whatever I need to do. Heat sink so I don't burn stuff up, and my bubble soap. I like the cloth, or the screen. I don't like using the cloth. I got double-sided on the screen. Extra tanks back there. And then in the back of the truck, I have, on the driver's side, I've got my hoses, miscellaneous cage full of odds and ends PVC fittings, spray nozzle for my hose. Up there I keep some copper tubing. The top shelf has my walk-in evap motors, condenser fan motors. I scavenge walk-in cooler evaporators. I take the brackets out of them, I take the cages off, I take the fans off. Sometimes I'll keep the motors, you know, get me out of a pinch in the middle of the night. My Armorflex, I buy this Armorflex. It's called Lap Seal Armorflex. You peel that little white strip off there and it'll stick together. Then you peel this white strip off, add overlaps and seals it up. I love that stuff. I get it at Tropic Supply. Extra tanks of Freon back there. My Mr. 45, as NorCal Dave would say. Pump up sprayers. I've got a welder back there, 110 volt Hobart with stainless steel wire. Sometimes I'll weld some stainless steel stuff into kitchens for them if they need it. 2 Freon racks. I carry 404A, 407C, 134A, and a jug of 410 and a reclaim tank. That's my tank for my welder. Up top, way up in the front, I have a winch to pull stuff up on the roof. Some seal tight. Got my copper, belts, extension cords, rope pull stuff up on the roof. This little thing right here, I love it. My son got me this for Christmas. This thing is LED. You can drop it, throw it up against the wall while it's plugged in. It won't blow on you. It lights up the whole kitchen or the whole roof. It's made by Craftsman. Up there I got Tupperware containers, Manitowoc parts, Scotsman parts. Down here I've got some Hoshi parts. Those are Randall box parts right there. I use these in the kitchens. I'll put those together to kneel on, so I'm not kneeling on the ceramic floor. Like I said, I'm old. That's my step ladder, my cooler that I keep my drinks in. Right now it's not summertime, so it's not too bad. Keep some bottled water. My wife keeps some Cokes in there. Oh. This I found in an attic. I did a video on this. This was left in an attic, on top of a walk-in cooler. This was on there to hold the Armorflex back while he soldered this joint here, which doesn't look too bad, but this one here looks like boogers smeared all over it. This caused so much problem. It sweated all over the top of the walk-in cooler. There was a big puddle up there. It rusted all the bolts trying to change the walk-in cooler evaporator. It took me from 9 o'clock at night till 3:30 in the morning with a helper. Had to grind, sawzall, everything to bolts. It was a mess. On the passenger side, I got a vise. I love beating on that thing. I use it all the time. Down here, I've got my RX-11 flush. I even use it on reach-ins. I'll blow out reach-ins. I don't care. I want everything clean. My JB vacuum pump, all my chemicals. You know, I got my new Calgon sprayer up there for washing coals on air conditioners. I don't do a whole lot of air conditioning. I don't like air conditioning. I've only got a few restaurants I do air conditioning on. That's mainly just maintenance and minor repairs. If there's anything big, I get my contractor buddy involved. This is the wire I ran my oh, I didn't show you that. This is the wire I ran my inverter in. Let me show you that real quick, and you get a better explanation of what's going on. See the seal tight? 2 of those are feeding, one's for power, one's for ground, 12 volt, up to my inverter. And then the other one is 110 volts that comes from the power strip back into the cab that feeds my laptop. So that's what that was about. I saved the rest of the wire. If I keep it in my garage, my son will use it, put it in a stereo. So I got to keep it in my truck locked up. I got my wattage motors up there. SM670 motor. I got some duct tools left over from back when I used to do ductwork snips and stuff. Caulking is a mess. Anybody's got a good idea where to keep all your caulking tubes? I'd love to see it, because these things just fall out and are everywhere. See if I can turn the light on. It makes a difference. Foam tape, map gas and torch. Over here I have PVC cutters, my tape for repairing walk-in coolers and freezers. All my glues, Teflon paste and tape, and plumber's putty. Down here, my electrical box with some fittings in it. Keep electrical fittings like Romex and fittings like that in there. I've got another one back there that has some plumber fittings in it. This is my little box I take up on the roof with me. I can hook it on my belt, throw it up, and take it up on the roof instead of taking the big one. Miscellaneous nuts and bolts. All my electrical fittings, Romex connectors, straps, stuff like that. This one back there has nuts and bolts, stainless steel nuts and bolts for my walk-ins, reach-ins. I don't like using anything but stainless steel. That's why I like using a Danfoss valve. Stainless steel, they don't rust. I don't have to come back. Power heads don't rust out. So, this is a mess down here in this end, obviously. This cabinet up here, that's my hose hookup for my welder to hook my tank up to. Top shelf, I've got my vacuum tree and my vacuum gauge. I have, let me turn the light on, if that helps. Battery operated Sawzall, pulley pullers, wrenches, socket set, some light bulbs for whatever. These I use metal stencil kits. I use those for marking my keys. A lot of my restaurants I have keys and passcodes to get in. This is a knockout set for like package units. When you put them on the roof, get a knockout for the electrical. My swidging kit, my scale, breaker bars, heat gun, Craftsman tool kit. Has all my sockets and wrenches. This would roll out. This would slide out. If I didn't have the heat gun and the scale in here, I could grab this and slide this whole drawer out. It would come all the way out, but it gets hung up on those. But I mean, that's fine. I can get in there and reach in there with what I need. Got some wrenches in the top. Down on the bottom, I have pry bars, hammers, pipe wrenches, crowbars, whatever you want to call them. And that's about it. Extension ladder on top. I've got a 10-foot tube. PVC tube is 10 foot. I have that for my copper. I cut it in half, seal the ends back up, stick it in there. Once I cut some off, if it's like 8 foot, I'll stick it in that smaller metal tube. Once it gets smaller than that, I put it in that top shelf, or the bottom shelf there underneath the Armorflex. I need to get some chains for my Freon tanks, but the ratchet strap works pretty good. It holds it all down in one strap. I know it's probably not DOT specific, but anyway, that's my truck. I gotta remember to shut all these LED lights off, but that's a good thing about them. They don't drain much of the battery down. So I've got LED work lights out here in the back mounted too. So I do a lot of my work, mainly I'll get started 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, I got keys and passcodes. I can get into the stores. I can do what I need to do. Some of my stores don't open until, you know, lunch. So by the time they get there, I'm done and gone, and their stuff fixed, and the bill sitting on the counter for them, and then they pay me later. So I like it like that. I can get in, get out. I don't have to mess with anybody. They don't have to step over me. I don't get hot grease spilled on me or anything like that. So, alright. Hopefully this helps anybody. If you got any suggestions, let me know. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.